Greetings everyone. Well, it's Blu-ray update time again. This time around, visiting once again that galaxy far, far away from long ago. You guess what we're going to be talking about today? Yes, got a few new things for the Star Wars collection. Yeah, not a huge one this time. Just a few gaps I needed to fill in. And documentary, which I think you'll all find pretty interesting, especially if you've been around on YouTube and, you know, internet meme culture as long as I have. Alrighty, Star Wars, today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Alright, well, let's start off with a couple of items that fill in a gap. Now, a while back, I was sent a package by a longtime viewer and good friend of the Multimedia Chronicles and mod on my Discord, Jonkler the Collector 98. And among many other things, he sent me Blu-rays of the various animated shows of Star Wars. There are a couple seasons of one of them that I guess he wasn't able to find. So I've since tracked them down and filled in that last remaining gap in the animated Star Wars collection. Sadly, there have been some additional animated shows since that are trapped in Disney Plus land with no sign of a physical release. So it's kind of important to grab what we can, when we can, to have those physical releases. So, taking place between episodes 3 and 4, we have Season 2 of Rebels. Yes, Jonkler sent me Seasons 1 and 4. So, I needed the two middle chapters. So here we got Season 2. Very nice pick of Darth Vader there. So, bonus features, we have Blu-ray exclusive From Apprentice to Adversary, Vader vs. Ahsoka. Executive producer Dave Filoni reflects on the season's climactic ending when Ahsoka Tano finally confronts Darth Vader in a long-awaited, fierce, and epic lightsaber battle. Okay, well, spoiler. Some of us haven't watched the show yet, but anyway. Connecting the Galaxy, Rebels Season 2. Uncover all of the hidden references, Easter eggs, and connections to the Star Wars universe found throughout the season. And finally, Rebels Recon. Blast off with 20 fun, fast-paced episode recons featuring behind-the-scenes footage, interview with cast and crew, and more. Very cool. So there you go. So this tells, at least in part, the story of the rise of the rebellion between episodes 3 and 4. And, yeah, so now I can actually watch the whole thing. But it is advisable, of course, to watch Clone Wars first, because there are a lot of references back to that as well. And then finally, we have Star Wars Rebels Season 3. So this fills in the last remaining gap. Hey, look, we even got old Obi-Wan in there. Excellent. So, very cool. So this one, we've got actually a fair chunk of bonus features. Return to Mandalore. Explore where Mandalore fits within the Empire's regime, and whether Sabine can unite her people against the Imperial forces. Thrawn, a legend reborn. Learn Thrawn's significance in Star Wars lore and what the future may hold for this memorable villain. Yeah, Thrawn's been brought into it a few times. I mean, of course, originally debuting with Timothy Zahn's trilogy, the Heir to the Empire trilogy. And, of course, around the same time, Dark Horse Comics did Dark Empire, which made reference to Thrawn, but we didn't actually see him in that particular series. And then Apprentices to Outcasts, Kenobi and Maul, track two adversaries who have clashed throughout Star Wars history and find out why the time was right to conclude their story. See, that's another example. Darth Maul just recently got a standalone series. And where's that? It obviously fits into all of this stuff. It'd be really nice to have that. And then we got the original Rebel, Saw Gerrera returns, extended. Meet the original Rebel. This exclusive extended version features Forrest Whitaker discussing the character he brings to life in both Rebels and Rogue One. Very nice. 5 audio commentaries. And we have A Rebel Alliance. Discover how the formation of the Rebel Alliance and Rebels ties into the Rogue One timeline and the exciting story possibilities that lie ahead for Season 4. And finally, Rebels Recon. Go behind the scenes with the cast and crew in 19 entertaining and information-packed episode recaps. Also, like, this is sort of the last heyday of getting full-length seasons, like 19 episodes, 20 episodes. Like, these are good, proper seasons. But I mean, we're talking about the Disney Plus shows, for example. You get like 6. You know, like, I miss the days of obscenely lengthy seasons. Anyway, speaking of the Disney Plus shows, and speaking of Mandalore, we have Season 3 of The Mandalorian on 4K, no less. Beautiful limited edition steelbook. Those of you who saw my Star Wars update a while back will know that I picked up the first 2 seasons of this, along with Andor and Obi-Wan. So I already have those. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that after. But so here we have the final season of The Mandalorian. And then, of course, we just had the movie that just came out, which I assume that will get a physical release because it's a movie. But, yeah, it seems that they're done with the physical releases, much like with the Marvel ones. There we go. But, I mean, as much as I complain about the limited nature and the price of these steelbooks, man, are they gorgeous. They're really, really nice. And episodes. Oh, it actually, I forgot, it actually carries on the numbering throughout. So this has episodes 17 through 24. So we have 8 episodes for The Mandalorian, which is quite nice. I'll just pop the discs out so we can see. And there we go. She was the armorer, I think, wasn't? Yeah, she's the armorer. I like that character. And actually, there's the whole gang. Alright. Excellent. So, well, I'll talk about that after, too. Okay, there's a couple things I want to say about these releases, but we'll wait until I got one other that I'll show you after. But let's just rip open the cards here. I think last time I was being super careful about the saran wrap. I don't fucking care anymore, so the saran wrap can go to hell. So here we have some very nice art cards. I do love these. Oh, look at that. Usually concept art or inspired by art, but only 3. I mean, you only get 3 per pack here, but well, at least there are 3 very nice ones. So that is the concluding season of The Mandalorian. Now, those who have watched the show will of course know there was another show that occurred between seasons 2 and 3 of The Mandalorian, namely the Book of Boba Fett. So naturally, when they released The Mandalorian Season 3, they also put out Ahsoka. We'll just skip right to the end of the Mandalorian saga and just leave out that crucial middle chapter. And this is the last of the releases. This is the last batch of the Star Wars ones that they've put out. So no sign of, I mean, at the very least I thought they put out Andor Season 2. Nope. No sign of it. Doesn't look like it's ever going to come out. And also I thought, well, maybe Book of Boba Fett, considering that's basically Mandalorian Season 2.5 and kind of an important chapter in the whole story. Because now if you go from Season 2 of The Mandalorian straight to Mandalorian Season 3, well, how come Grogu's back with Mando now? Didn't he leave at the end of? Didn't he leave with Luke at the end of season 2? So, yes, he did, and they resolved that storyline in Book of Boba Fett. Oh well. At least we got Ahsoka, which this is the only one I haven't seen actually. I've seen all the other ones, but well, all of the other Mandalorian ones. I still have to watch Andor. I've seen Obi-Wan. I've seen The Acolyte. I'm one of the ones that actually liked The Acolyte, and I'm really bummed that we're not going to see any more of it, because we were getting some, you know, getting some stuff from a period in Star Wars history that has literally never been shown on screen before, other than, you know, in video games and stuff, but we've never seen it dramatized. We were going to get the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise. Not anymore. So there you go. I wanted to hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. We were going to get that in real time. The fans were like, no, this sucks. And Disney was like, oh, did that suck? Okay, never mind, we won't make any more then. Nobody hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans, I swear. And then on the inside there, we got Ahsoka herself. Oh, yeah, speaking of Thrawn, there's the man himself. Yeah, so they brought him into the new shows as well, which is pretty cool. And there. Very good. I'll just pop that out. You can see, oh, hold on. See underneath. And there we go. So I'm sure if you've seen all of the animated shows, you have a lot more context for this than I presently do. But that's okay. I mean, it's Star Wars. We jump all over the timeline all the time. So I don't mind watching this first and then going back and seeing, you know, the origins of the character through Clone Wars and Rebels. But pretty cool. She was such a breakout character that essentially debuted in the animated shows and became this big fan favorite. So it was great. I really like how in the live action shows they brought in a lot of characters from the animated shows. Speaking of Book of Boba Fett, Cad Bane. Cad Bane is in it. Can we just bring it out for the sake of Cad Bane? But yeah. Anyway. This is why we can't have nice things. So, art cards for Ahsoka. Oh, this is nice. More just kind of looks like scenery-based ones. Very pretty. There we go. I'm not sure. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know who these other characters are because I haven't seen the show, but there we go. Very nice. Excellent. So that is Ahsoka, and sadly, that is it for the releases, and it doesn't look like we're going to get any more. Kind of bummed about that, honestly. You know, I'd like to have all of the Star Wars on my shelf. Especially these Disney Plus shows, because they fill in a lot of the missing years. You know, a lot of the missing chunks of the chronology. So it would be nice to have everything, and you kind of sort them on your shelf chronologically if you felt so inclined, you know. There'd be a big gap between episodes 2 and 3, a big chunk of Clone Wars, and then seasons 3 and 4, all this other stuff. But, episodes 3 and 4. Alright, last but most certainly not least, there is a particular legend of internet history that basically broke the internet before YouTube even existed. Now, we're talking internet memes and Star Wars. Well, there's only one person that could be, and that is Ghyslain Raza, also known as the Star Wars Kid. Yeah. So this is a documentary all about the internet phenomenon that was Star Wars Kid. Oh, you know this one. Where basically he filmed himself doing some, you know, goofy lightsaber moves, only ever intended to be for himself, and he was very much kind of in the zone. But yeah, everybody just thought like, oh, he was just some Star Wars nerd, like living the dream of being a Jedi, but not really. Apparently, he was just doing like a camera test, and it was for some other project that he was helping with. Bless you, kitty sneeze. And he didn't even particularly like Star Wars, apparently. So he did the camera test, and swinging the thing around and like stumbling around like a goof, and it wasn't meant to be anything other than that. And then of course we all know what happened. He forgot to take the tape out of the machine. Some other kids found it, digitized it, and posted it to the internet. And then I think it was originally posted on eBaum's World, and then a blogger got a hold of it and retitled it Star Wars Kid and put it up on his blog, and it exploded. And basically ruined the guy's life for a long time. He had to go into therapy and stuff, and it's actually quite a heartbreaking story, but also one that has a very current message about how much social media can contribute to bullying and just making life miserable for kids these days. I was no stranger to being bullied growing up. I'm sure it comes as no surprise to many of you. I got bullied relentlessly all through elementary school and high school. It was brutal. I hated every second of it. I dreaded going to school every day, fearing getting into a fight after school because I was a nerd in the 80s, and nerds weren't cool back then. They were just targets. So, and then, being in the 80s, undiagnosed AUDHD and the accompanying social awkwardness that comes from that did not help. So I was just a walking fucking target the whole time. So, having lived through that, but then looking at the day and age we're in now with the internet and social media and so forth, and how much more that can contribute to whole new levels of bullying, I can't imagine what kids today must go through. So when I saw the story of Ghyslain Raza, it hit very close to home. I really felt bad for the guy. But this documentary goes into all of that, and for the first time ever, really, he came out to speak about it and to talk about the impact it had on his life, and how he went through therapy and everything, and how it basically sort of informed a lot of his activities since. And it's such a good documentary. So this was from Canadian International Pictures, released through Vinegar Syndrome. There we go. And I think do we have alternate artwork underneath? Yes, we do. So we're gonna flip this around. Oh, this is actually the French. Yeah, oh, that's right, because he's French. I forgot, he's French. But yeah, so the documentary is partly French, partly English, depending who they're talking to. And yeah. So there we go. Dans l'ombre du Star Wars Kid. Yeah. And then even, talk about being thorough, and then on the back, everything is French. So, which might have not been a good idea, because now I don't know what any of the extras It was all English on the inside. Well, I guess I can read it on the inside. It doesn't matter. So very nice slipcover, which we looked at. And then we have just a little card with production credits. I think this documentary originally appeared on YouTube, and then it got this nice deluxe Blu-ray release. So then we have the fold-out poster. So yeah, so if you're a Star Wars fan or a connoisseur of internet culture like me, I definitely consider this to be a must-buy for both the reasons. And in fact, you know what? I'm going to flip this back around to the English side because I want to be able to easily read the contents. So I'll just quickly go through all the special features here for you. There we go. But yeah, this was a terrific and very eye-opening documentary, and I definitely recommend recommended to everybody. Yeah, it came out in 2022. So in April 2003, a video of lightsaber-wielding teenager Ghyslain Raza arrived online and became a worldwide sensation, eventually earning more than 1 billion views. Widely perceived as a misguided Star Wars fanatic hungry for attention, Raza only had a casual interest in the franchise, and the original tape was a camera test for a school project he never intended to show anyone. Shared without his consent, the video went on to saturate mainstream culture, but rather than benefit from this attention, Raza was ridiculed, hounded by the press, and bullied by his classmates, ultimately forcing him to withdraw from school and all aspects of public life. In Star Wars Kid, The Rise of the Digital Shadows, Raza breaks his silence, revealing how this internet phenomenon became a harrowing personal ordeal, and the path he took to restore his self-esteem and find a sense of purpose as an adult. Fleshing out Raza and his experience, director Mathieu Fournier brings a new depth to a story that went global without going deep, and even brings Raza into contact with the blogger who turned him into a meme. It's a potent look at high-tech harassment and disturbing new threats emerging online today. Yeah, it was so good. We watched this on Discord when I first got it. So special features, new digital master approved by the director with 5.1 surround sound, DTS HD master audio, complete English and French versions of the film, new audio commentary featuring Fournier, producer Pierre-Mathieu Fortin, and subject Ghyslain Raza. I have not listened to that. I should definitely listen to that. New audio commentary featuring Patrick Cotenoir of the George Lucas Talk Show and Star Wars Insiders Brandon Winerdy. Digital Shadows, 2026, 23 minutes. A new interview with Fournier. Ghyslain Raza Q&A from 2022, 4 minutes. An outtake with Professor Nina Duke, 1 minute. And the Star Wars Kid trailer and teasers. Double-sided poster, reversible cover, artwork, English and French, SDH subtitles. And there you go. So another very nice addition from Vinegar Syndrome. Well, Canadian International Pictures, released through Vinegar Syndrome. Great stuff. Yeah, I'm really enjoying both Vinegar Syndrome and their partner labels. They've got just such an incredible assortment of stuff for all different kinds of interests. And yeah, that was quite an unexpected find. But as soon as I saw that, I instant add to cart, because I love all kinds of internet culture stuff. In fact, even on my Discord, I have an internet culture channel specifically for stories about the history of internet culture. Alrighty, folks. Well, that is it for the Star Wars update. Like I said, not a huge one, but some pretty cool additions, I think. And I will see you next time. So until then, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.